Go Manu.
And we're back. Another week, week 5. And I don't know. I'm praying that this season doesn't go downhill because a lot of speculations have come up. Actually, not a lot of speculations. A lot of things have happened, especially recently with Tennessee. And it's kind of, I don't, it's kind of scaring me because it's reminding me of with MLB with the Marlins. And I'm just hoping that it just ends right here and that they can continue this season. But off that, I don't want to start off on a sad note. I'll just start first with the Ravens. I mean, wasn't much of a. It was a good comeback win. I mean, I wasn't expecting much out of Washington. They're not a very well coached team. They were just outmatched. And just talking about Washington, they're a joke to me. I hate how I hear everybody say Haskins is a horrible quarterback. How is he horrible with no own line? The only lineman you had, you traded him to the 49ers for a fifth rounder, and you didn't get a lineman. You don't surround him with a single weapon. You only have Terry McLaurin, okay, but you're expecting to throw to him when he has no protection. Well, what sense does that make? What sense does that make? And then when you do have opportunities to throw, who was it? Antonio Gibson had about 60-70% of all catches. Like, come on. Like, and then you guys get mad at him. And then he had a career day too, 300 yards, 60% passer rating. And then he gets benched for somebody who played horrible in Carolina. Like, it's just a bad formula. I'm rooting that they lose to the Rams. I'm rooting so they get annihilated because they're going to look really dumb. And I hope Dwayne Haskins gets out of that situation. So, Faison, since we're here, we're gonna talk about your New England Patriots. What you gotta say about them?
I mean, it was a frustrating game. Sunday morning, I think we got the news that Cam tested positive, which sucked. I was pretty down the whole day because what's it called? We didn't know when the game was going to be played, Monday, Tuesday, or whether it was be a game at all. Um, First half was just really frustrating, man. It was the defensive side of the ball. We just played great. We didn't let Kansas City score one touchdown. It was a 6-3. But Brian Hoyer, that dude is terrible. I'm sorry, that dude is just bad. He was not. He was just not it. I don't know how you're a veteran in this league and not know when to take a sack. That's the one thing you can't do is to take a sack when there's 10 seconds left and there's no timeouts. I don't know how you not know that when he's what's it called? He's like 35 or something. But yeah, we were just outmatched because of our quarterback situation. Yeah, it was just a tough game. It was very frustrating, but next week try to be on track with the Denver Broncos we got on Sunday. JP, you guys beat the Washington football team. What are your thoughts on that?
I knew it would be a bounce back game for us. A good game off the schedule after the Chiefs. We needed that game. We needed our players to bounce back. Lamar played well. He missed some deep throws that he should have made and that he acknowledged at the end of the game. I think we got to work on that because like Hollywood, that's just all he does. He's just gonna go deep, burn the corners and just catch the ball. But Lamar gotta dot that up. But other than that, I think our whole team played a good game. Marlon Humphrey showed why he got paid. Top corner in the league, in my opinion, number one in the league right now. And that's about it. We got the Bengals coming up this week. That's another easy dub. Let's move on.
So we'll go next to our leading score pointers with SA. Sadly, I would have taken the leave. I didn't botch that Packers game. I thought Dan Quinn would save his job, but I guess not. So we'll go to SA. So what are you thinking about your undefeated Packers right now?
I mean, I'm pretty happy. We're 4-0. The offense is number one in the league. Our backup tight end now has more touchdowns than Jimmy Graham had with us for 2 years straight in just 4 games. Our offense is just next man up, and everybody's producing. I'm just happy with that. We have some holes on defense, but we're doing good.
Well, now since we got every team edged out the way, besides the Steelers, I would ask the Steelers expert, but they didn't play this week because of circumstances that we all know about and I don't want to get into because I'll make this such a sad show in a hurry. But let's start with the games and let's get to the excitement. First, this is actually a surprising matchup. If you told me this would have been a great matchup in April, I would never believed you. We got the Indianapolis Colts. Crazy stat to think that they're the number one defense in the league at every stat right now, facing the Cleveland Browns coming off a huge upset win against the Dallas Cowboys. Indianapolis is favored by 1 with a 1 point edge over on this 46. I think the Colts will bring the Browns back to earth because Dallas, that was just a horrible game by them. Mike Nolan should get fired and Xavier Woods should get fired because I don't know what type of safety would come out and say, I don't expect to play 100% all 70 snaps. That is the worst thing you could ever say. And that is just saying you don't try. I don't think that's maybe what he meant, but the way he said it was not great. And just going off Dallas, but Indianapolis will win this game. They'll bring it back to earth. And I think it'll be a little closer than what it should be. And I think Indianapolis wins 23-17.
I completely agree. The Browns are they're fake. If you look at the last game, it's for a shootout. You would typically think a QB would be in the shootout. Baker didn't even have 200 yards. I see the Browns easily becoming like I'll put it a close score, but the Colts are gonna. I feel like they're gonna smack them. They're not gonna even score that much. I see best case scenario for the Browns 28-20. Colts win pretty easily.
This is an interesting game, to be fair. Like what Essay and Emmanuel said last week, was just a weird game, Browns and Cowboys, because Baker didn't do that much. He like Essay said, he didn't throw 200 yards, but they were just toying with the Cowboys secondary, which I said last week was up there as one of the worst next to the Falcons. And I'm not even gonna go crazy with the Falcons because they're missing guys. Cowboys secondary is not missing. I don't even think they're missing people. There's just a bad secondary. So I do have the Colts winning this. I'm gonna say 27 to 20. I feel like Phillip Rivers is just gonna show his, relevancy. Like I trashed on Phillip Rivers a lot, but I think he's still pretty good. I'm gonna say 27-20 Indianapolis.
Yeah, I agree with Emmanuel and Faison. I think this is the game the Browns finally come back to earth, and this is the game where people finally know what the Browns are made of. Like 165 yards. Come on, Baker. You guys put 49 on the Cowboys, and you had 165 yards. I got the Colts whooping the Browns 27-14.
As much as I would like to agree with you guys, I don't have enough belief in the Colts, honestly. The Colts offense is not really as like prominent as I thought they would be. They have Michael Pittman. They got Jonathan Taylor. They got Phillip Rivers replacing with Jacoby Brissett, and they're not as dominant as I thought they would be. I thought they would be putting up 25, 28, even 30 points. It's more of the lower end, in my opinion. And that Browns offense, after week 1, you could see obvious changes. They obviously made some changes to that team. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by the Browns, but I think they're going to edge out this one. I have the Browns winning 27-24.
We know Nick Chubb. Good luck with that.
Kareem Hunt is a great back.
Not Nick Chubb.
Kareem Hunt is good.
Not Nick Chubb.
And Nick Chubb loss is going to be big, I think, particularly because he was kind of like the engine that drove the offense. At the same time, they still had no problem scoring even after he got dinged right in that game, right? But long-term, teams got time to prepare for this adjustment. I still like the Colts to edge him out. I think they have a better coach, a more experienced coach, at least in Reich. Rivers, I think, is going to make some mistakes in this game. The Browns can get pressure. So I think you'll see Rivers throw a couple picks, maybe pick 6. But I don't like Baker at all in this matchup. I think the Colts defense is physical. He's going to try to move, make his throw. He's going to have a tough time throwing across his body against those linebackers, too, that are solid for the Colts. But I think this game is going to go overtime. 23-20, Indianapolis wins in overtime. I think we have a close game, an ugly game, but they pulled off in the end, and the Browns get ready to come to Pittsburgh. Can't wait to see you.
All right. Next, not talking about Pittsburgh, we have the Battle of Philadelphia, where we got the surprising division winners as of right now, the Philadelphia Eagles. First, I want to say congrats to SA for an upset pick. But if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't pick the Eagles either because you swayed me too. But we got the Philadelphia Eagles at Pittsburgh. Has a 7 point edge over under 45. I'm taking the upset here and I'm saying Philadelphia wins for one big reason. Big Ben is horrible off a bye week. And he's proven that many times throughout his career. And there are many times where he's lost games. I've seen it when he's played Baltimore off a bye. He plays horrible. I can remember one year he played horrible. We were blowing them out. I mean, he edged it back and made it close in the fourth, but it wasn't much of a game. And for that reason, and I think Carson Wentz has a lot of doubters still doubting him to say that he's not a good quarterback. But he has a lot of things going wrong for him. His own line is banged up. He has no receivers. His only guy is Zach Ertz. And I just think the Eagles are just gonna come out with a fire and just shut down all these haters and all these critics. But I do think Pittsburgh's defense will still make this game very close to compensate for Big Ben's bad games off buys. I think they went off a game-winning field goal with Jake Elliott, so I'm gonna take Philly winning 26-24.
Well, yeah, you mentioned Big Ben being bad off a bye. This is also an unexpected bye, so you never know what that really means. And right now, if the Steelers were to lose a game, they would want to lose an NFC team, right? It would be better for them in the tiebreaker against the Ravens. And I see Wentz winning this game. This is another game to prove you can lose many games in the NFC East, but I think he can clutch this out. I give it 27-24 Wentz wins this game. Not like last game where it's kind of even, but he's going to stand out in this game.
Yeah, like what SA said, this is a surprising bye week. And I know we like to point out Big Ben's flaws, but he's been looking as good as ever off of injury. It was a surprising bye that shouldn't have happened because of circumstances. But I think the Steelers can win this and still be undefeated. I really do. I think this is gonna be a low scoring game. I feel like this is at Heinz Field. Wentz is still missing his weapons. Big Ben has his weapons. Juju, Eric Ebron, Chase Claypool, Deontay Washington. I feel like this is one of the Big Ben's weapons is kind of underrated because these guys can make plays. They can really make plays. I think the Steelers defense is gonna hold the Eagles to 14 points. I'm gonna say 17-14 Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I agree with Faison and I disagree with Emmanuel and SA. I think, can't believe I'm saying it for the first time, but the Steelers are going to win this Sunday. They proved me wrong all these weeks, but Juju didn't practice actually on Wednesday. So, I mean, he should be fine. Like his knee is messed up, but I hope he plays. He's a good player. But even if he doesn't play, I see the Steelers closing this out. I don't think they're going to win by 7. I think they're going to win by a field goal, 21-24 Steelers.
I'm right on with Faison and JP. That Eagles O-line is patch me up. It's people from all around the place, and that Steelers D-line. We all know what it's about. I think they lead the league in sacks. I think week
TJ Watt.
Week 3, James Conner went off. I think this is gonna be more of a the Steelers are gonna run the ball more this game. I have the Steelers winning comfortably, not a high scoring game, but comfortably, 24-14. Yeah, 24-14.
Yeah, a lot of factors here, but I think this is an unusual bye week this week because Ben still got a Thursday practice in. You don't usually practice at all during your bye week, so they actually got that Wednesday, Thursday practice in, and so even though you didn't play a game this weekend, I still think they had a little tuning going on. It'll be enough to beat the Eagles. I just don't see. I mean, look, if the Steelers are a playoff team, they don't lose this game. Mike Tomlin's only lost twice at home to an NFC team. So I don't see it happening this week either. I think Steelers hang on. It'll be a low-scoring game. I agree with everybody that said that. I've liked from the jump and been saying all week, but I think 2016 Pittsburgh. I think we hang on, we get it done. Maybe a really low scoring first half, like 7-3 or something. But that Eagles offensive line is absolutely putrid, and we saw that on display. And again, I think that you got this emergence of the tight ends that we saw in the Houston game for the Steelers. You saw Ebron starting to, open, and Ben missed him a lot of times, actually. I mean, he was open most of the game, wide open in the middle of the field. He opens it up for everybody else, and getting Deontay back this week, who we didn't have in the second half of that game, I think will be big too. But I just hope we come out playing press man. If we come out playing zone against this Eagles team, Carson Wentz can pick it apart. So we better come out, get this zone garbage in the first half out of here, man. Come out, press man, bring pressure, and what goes goes. And I'm glad to hear that 7,500 Steeler fans are going to the game this week. But please, guys,
Oh,
wear your masks, be responsible. I think it's insane that they're having fans at this game. But I should leave that out of the commentary, but I had to mention it. And I think we should have been given a victory for last week. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know about Mike Vrabel. And I'm just going to take 30 seconds. Incredible coach, incredible competitor. But he also has a history of another side. And we saw that on display this week. And I think the NFL should absolutely positively reward the Steelers with a victory and a forfeit, which has never happened in 100 years, but there hasn't been coronavirus in 100 years either, guys. You took the ultimate responsibility lightly, and you should pay the price. If the Bills are given a victory for this week and the Steelers are not for last week, I think I may stop watching football. Like, that's how unfair I think that is. That we're now forced to play during our bye week against Tennessee, a physical team, and then have to play the Ravens the next week while the Ravens get off and wait for us in Baltimore. I think even if you're a Ravens fan, you say that doesn't seem fair. Both teams were supposed to have a bye week the same week, and someone else is responsible. But this is life. Now, other people's actions can affect yours. So I think Tennessee must pay the ultimate price for that, and their entire season should be forfeited if it comes true that they actually were practicing when they weren't supposed to be. Their entire season should be forfeited. Sorry for the diatribe, but it needed to be said.
Okay. Big words, big words. I mean, we all totally agree. They should actually forfeit their season because they're the only team who's really getting COVID cases. Like, I mean, New England did, but it's only 2 players and everyone else is testing negative. So it's a good point, and it'd be a nice win to add to Baltimore's win total. But going off that, we have the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Kansas City. Now, this is one of the bigger edges this week. Kansas City's favored by 12, over under 57. This is just easy. I don't see John Gruden and Derek Carr competing with Kansas City. I just don't. They don't have the personnel like New England. They don't have the head coaching like Bill Belichick. They don't have the personnel like Baltimore, etc. I just don't see them staying close in this game. And I see the Chiefs winning. Actually, yeah, I do see the Chiefs winning. Same score as Baltimore, 34-20. I do think the Raiders will try and make it close because it's a divisional game, but I don't see them stopping Kansas City.
Well, yeah, I think it's gonna be more of the same as like Mahomes' games against the Raiders these past couple years, especially his MVP season year. I cannot see the Raiders matching them for 4 quarters. I could see the Raiders. They have Waller, they have Jacobs. I could see them by the halftime being within 3 or even tying you. But through 4th quarters, you cannot match with Mahomes unless you actually have the tools. And Derek Carr is not going to be on par with Mahomes throughout the game. And I see them blowing away after the 3rd or 4th quarter, maybe 34-24 if they get some extra points at the 4th quarter. But this is going to be an easy, high-scoring game for the Chiefs. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to be, repetitive, but I feel like, Derek, Derek Carr, said something in a statement with, I think it was this morning where he said, this is not a rivalry because they always kick our butts. It's just, it's easy as that. I feel like, although I do have respect for the Raiders and, how they're doing this season, to defying all expectations, the Chiefs are just on another level. They have a chance to repeat. I don't I don't necessarily see this as being a blowout. I'm gonna say 31-21. I do feel like I just don't see Derek Carr just upsetting Patrick Mahomes. I don't know. I just don't see it.
I agree with all of them. I think the Chiefs will come out and blow the Raiders out. I don't see the Raiders even keeping it close, even though it's a division game. I just think the Chiefs just pull this one through easily. Chiefs got this 35-20.
Yeah, I kind of agree with JP. Like Faison said, I hate to be repetitive, but this doesn't really look like a tough matchup for Mahomes. Honestly, the personnel the Raiders have in the back in the secondary, sorry, it's not really as good as I thought it would be. I think they can hang in there, but I don't think they're gonna like give him any trouble. I think it's gonna be an easy day for Mahomes, 34-17.
Yeah, I think a division matchup, you're always looking at closer games, right? But let's be real here, guys. This Kansas City defense is much improved, and they've proven that in these 4 weeks. And I think that's something that people are underrating still. Their defense is really playing well, and it allows that offense to get on the field, get a lead, and then feel comfortable. And I think they can play this like a cruise it game, like they did this the LA Chargers game, where they kind of just cruised. They really focused on improving the running game and just working on some things while winning easily 26-10.
Okay, now on to one of the more interesting games. Well, I mean, they're all interesting in their own ways, but to me, I see this as one game that defines what this team's season is going to be. Like Baltimore, we had the same opponent where this opponent, win or loss, would define our season. And we got the Minnesota Vikings traveling to the Seattle Seahawks. Now, the last time they met up, we all remember in the playoffs, that botched kick, well, that botched placeholder messed up the whole kick, and Seattle got off lucky. Seattle's favored with a 7 point edge, over under 58. I would love to pick Minnesota here to pull the upset, but it's in Seattle, and Russell Wilson is hot, and I just don't see Minnesota's secondary stopping Seattle receivers. They should have kept Xavier Rhodes because he looks good and he looks good in Indianapolis. So that's a regret that they should have. But I'm taking Seattle easily to. Seattle's gonna win this comfortably. I'll say 35-21.
Well, yeah, I mean, Wilson is torching bad defenses. Week 1 against the Falcons, we got a couple weeks ago, the Cowboys get absolutely torched, and now we're going to get the Vikings defense, which is one of the worst pass defenses in the league. So I see it being, there's not going to be much defense, as the Seahawks defense ain't that good either. But no, Kirk Cousins is not going to match up with Wilson. I see Wilson having another maybe 4 touchdown day. He's gonna pull ahead in the MVP race with Rodgers and being a bye. He can't really match it, but Wilson's gonna absolutely torch the Vikings defense. I see them winning pretty easily. I'll give them maybe 36-28. I'll say 36-25 because the Vikings offense is not really that bad either, but it's not gonna be close for the Vikings.
Yeah, agree with all you guys. I feel like Russell Wilson is my front runner to win MVP. He's just been just absolutely incredible. And for the Vikings, Kirk Cousins has been absolutely disappointing, to say the least. He just hasn't been good. He's just been very disappointing. And I get that, you lost Stephon Diggs, but you have a new up and coming rookie, Justin Jefferson, who's been a beast. You still have Adam Thielen, Kyle Rudolph, but he's just been bad. And maybe, in Seattle, there's no fans, but Russell Wilson just loves that ground. He just loves that ground, man. Um, I'm going to say 31-16 Seattle.
Yeah, man, that boy Russell Wilson playing lights out, and it's Sunday night, 8:20 p.m. against the Vikings. Russell
Oh
Wilson
yeah.
should be happy. Like he's about to throw 5 TDs, in my opinion. I think that's another big game for Russell. He's my MVP front runner, as everyone said today. I got the Seahawks winning 38-14. I think it's a blowout. Russell Wilson just comes out, does his job, and just calls it a day.
It was rather close, I would say, against Miami for like a good 3 quarters, but the Seahawks pulled away. But the difference is Miami actually has defense. The Vikings secondary. My brother's a Vikings fan, and he's like so angry because it's like every single play. There's not one play where Halton Hill does not get beat, where one of the corners don't mess up. It's like it's repetitive. There's something wrong functionally in that secondary. Russell Wilson's gonna torch them. I think it's gonna be an easy day for him. 4 or 5 touchdowns. He's gonna pull away the MVP race. My score is 38-20.
Yeah. I think one thing that hasn't been mentioned yet, though, is that Seattle's defense has been shaky, right? Jamal Adams is not playing in this game, from what I gathered, and that's not going to help either. I think they're going to struggle to tackle, and you're facing a good running attack that has finally remembered that they're a good running attack. I think it'll be a closer game than people think, but in the end, the Seattle team's too good, man. Russ is too good. There's no way he's losing to Cousins. 28-24. Seattle hangs on, but like the Dallas game, it's closer than it should be, which I think should be concerning for Seattle fans because he's great, but as a team, they're still not Super Bowl caliber yet.
Now on to our final game. We have the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to New Orleans Saints Monday Night Football. New Orleans favored by 7.5 point edge. Over under 52. Honestly, it depends on Michael Thomas if he comes back this week. Is he coming back this week? If he's coming back, okay. I'm still gonna take the young buck and the LA Chargers. Justin Herbert has shown me enough that he can play, and he's shown that he can step up. And he's made a lot, and he gave a really good game to Tom Brady. He gave a really good game, came down 35-38. That was a heck of a game by him. And he's shown that he's learned from that KC game. We were just thrown in there. He's just learning. I mean, I predicted him to step in. I didn't predict him to step in this early, but I knew once he stepped in, he'd be a dog. And it's just easy upset. I just don't see New Orleans hanging on. They may hang on, but I just don't trust Drew Brees because he's not playing very good football right now. And Alvin Kamara is his valve to get out of a lot of situations because Alvin Kamara has bailed him out a lot. And SA can literally speak on that too in the Packers game. He can speak on that. So for that reason, I think the Chargers not shut down, but they do just enough to stop Kamara and they force Brees to throw. They'll get maybe 1-2 picks, and I think the Chargers win it barely, 27-20.
I mean, yeah, if we look last week, the Bucks were this close to actually losing the game if the Chargers didn't fumble in the red zone. They were already down multiple possessions, and the Chargers were this close to making an upset. And if you look last week too, the Lions were up by multiple possessions, and they're the Lions, so you don't really expect much from them. So they lost that lead in a couple of seconds, but I could see Herbert. This is going to be a really, really close game. On paper, it doesn't look close, but I could see Herbert making this game really, really close. And I think it's whoever's going to have the ball last that's going to win this game. And flip a coin, and I would say the Chargers would have the ball last. And you're going to see Herbert outdo Breeze, which he almost did to Brady last week. So he threw a beautiful 75-yard touchdown pass, back foot, and it was I could see him on par with Breeze, if not more, this game and winning 27-30 Chargers.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun game. Monday night. I feel like just praying that Justin Herbert doesn't get the butterflies in his stomach because it's Monday night. But he has shown that he belongs in this league. Him and Joe Burrow has shown that they're ballers. They're absolute ballers. Like what SA said, I was watching the Bucks game. That back foot 75-yard pass was unbelievable. He was going 1v1 against Tom Brady, and now he's going 1v1 against Drew Brees, two of one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen. I feel like for the Chargers, I feel like Anthony Lynn has to find a way to stop Alvin Kamara. You stop Alvin Kamara, you have an amazing chance to win this football game. It's going to be close, but I would want to pick the Chargers, but I do have the Saints to win. I just feel like Alvin Kamara is playing like he's the best running back in the league, arguably. You can put that up for debate. I'm going to say this is going to be a really close game. 30 no 27-21 Saints.
Yeah, I got the Saints in this one. I don't know why people are doubting them out this week, or even like I know how they're playing bad, but if Michael Thomas comes back, even if he doesn't come back, I think this is another game where Alvin Kamara will have a good game. The backup it looks nice for the running game. What's his name? Latavius Murray. He had a good game last week. He put up points. He put up yardage. I think he had a touchdown too. I got the Saints winning this. Got them winning 28-24.
What I saw from Herbert is more than encouraging, honestly. But one thing I want to look out for is that Chargers secondary. They're supposed to be like one of the best. I know Derwin James contributes to that, but I don't know what's up with that secondary.
I mean, Derwin's out though, so that's the thing.
Yeah, I know. That's what I meant by he contributes to them not being as good as I thought they would be. But I'm gonna have to pick the Saints here as much as I want to pick the Chargers. I just don't think he's good. He's a rookie. And in these Monday Night Football games, I feel like it's experience and poise that gives you the win. And I think the Saints have that. I have them winning 31-24.
This is a really tough game to pick, and after hearing you guys talk too, I double thought about it even more. Weird week down there in New Orleans, obviously with the hurricane and the concerns they may have to move the game to Indy. Looks like they're going to try to get it in now Monday night. But let's just thoughts are going out to everybody in the Gulf area yet again, guys. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Just hoping that everybody stays safe. That said, I think New Orleans takes care of business and wins this game. I think the Chargers are on the come up, no question. Herbert has been very impressive. Let's be real, guys. This game comes down to the fourth quarter. New Orleans is getting the PI call and the W on a little cheap call at the end of the game. Breeze is going to get the call, okay? It's going to be one of those games where Chargers fans are going to be infuriated, saying, we should have won, we got robbed. New Orleans is a destiny team for the NFL this year. You just have this feeling that regardless how well Russ is playing and everything else, that they're trying to just tee this thing up for Captain 6-yard gain behind center there. And I think it's no different. This game will be a close game, be a fun game. I like New Orleans 37-24.
Well, we hope for a great week 5 and hopefully coming back to week 6. And that we hope the NFL gets their deal done with Tennessee. I'm just waiting for that outcome. And hopefully they do justice to that. And do we have any last things to say before we go off?
Yeah, just hopefully, we have a good week of football. These COVID cases are concerning, just what Mr. Ellis said and Emmanuel said. But, you just got to stay positive, because this year's been hard on all of us. Really, crazy circumstances that we're living in right now. No one can predict it. But, we just got to, go by one day at a time, just one day at a time. It's been a crazy year, but I mean, yeah, it's been crazy, but we just gotta take it one day at a time. Put one foot over the other, and just keep on rolling. And it's a crazy year, but we just gotta do what we gotta do.
I'm also grateful that we're doing this, guys. It's wonderful, and I will say that Dwayne Haskins would look good in black and gold before this trade deadline. Also, memo to the Titans. Let's hope you get the punishment you deserve because you put a lot of people in harm's way. And I will advocate again. The NFL should end the Tennessee Titans season, and Mike Vrabel should be suspended for the entire 2021 season. Here is your chance, NFL, to send a message right now that you care more about health than you do about money. Get this done and shut them down.
Yeah, I think we all agree with that because it's just like I don't know what you're doing in a private football field when there's when news travels faster than light nowadays. It's
At a
unreal.
school that was in session, at a school.
At a high school, yeah, it's disgraceful. And if you see what happened in the NBA in March when they had one test and it was over just like that. Adam Silver, we all agree that he's the best commissioner in sports. And Goodell, like what Mr. Ellis said, Goodell has a chance to, to send a message that health is more important than anything. You just have to send this message, and that's all. Just have to.
He already
just them little baby fines he gives NFL players like they don't make millions. It's like pocket change to them. He won't.
You already screwed up concussions. You already screwed up social justice. Don't screw up public health. 3 strikes and you're out, NFL. 3 strikes and you're out. Don't get strike 3.
Today was a great week, great game of lineups, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Go Ravens. As I always say, we out.